all the dent techs, join us now. Join us. We're live. Oh, what's
We
up?
are live. We are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dent Digest Live Show. What's up, Manny?
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, Ryan? I just had to give my last little quick invite.
You did.
Guys, dent techs, please share the show if you can, so other techs can join us. This is our community. This is kind of like what we have for all the PDR techs. So if you can share, please, and welcome everyone.
So
What's up, Ryan?
So I gotta get this out there. So let's get this out. It's been 2 weeks.
You got some explanation to do.
And I feel bad for Manny because he was blabbering last week about the show. And
sure was.
I texted him and I said, I'm not good. Like, I need it. I can't do this. And I had everything set up and I sat and I was like sitting here and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, then I was like, well, let me set it up. I'll get Manny started. He can do the show. At the end, I'll come and turn it off. Everything will be good. But I just said, let's just call it. So you guys don't know. I ended up getting COVID. Took 3 years. We did pretty good, but it put me down pretty good. So last week I tried to go back to work on Thursday and I was not good. So I was like, there's just no way. I was sad that I couldn't do the show because I was excited. Manny always seems to pick some really good guys for the show, so I can't even take credit for it because Manny does a fantastic job at that. So
I do all right, man.
I'm doing good. Family's doing good. I'm getting there. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting better. But everything's good.
Yeah. And, thank God, man, that nothing serious. It just takes a little bit of time to get over it, get through it, but I think it's definitely important to take that time off and just, so
there was no working. There was no, it was not happening. And, and you guys don't realize, Manny and I do talk quite a bit, but he checked on me. Him and Cindy checked on me almost every single day. So, and a lot of people didn't know I have it. A lot of people, I just vanished. I actually talked to another tech and he's like, everything okay? I haven't seen you on social media. You haven't posted. You haven't done nothing. I was like, nope, I'm not good. So anyway.
Yeah. And thanks for everyone who called me too. And just to check up on Ryan, it goes a long way when, when you really care about how someone else is doing. And nothing bad against the people who didn't call. Don't get sensitive on me, but we just really appreciate those who came by. But this is our community. If you could be that person to someone else, just make that phone call to see how someone else is doing. Could be another friend, a family member, or just. This is the times that we're in, through this COVID situation. This is what it does. It brings us together. It brings us to care for one another, So, yeah. Glad
cool.
you're here. Yeah, glad you're here and that you're doing well.
It was good. It was nice to see people care. You know what I mean? Once in a while, it's.
And shout outs to all the dent techs that were out there in Florida this week.
I know, man. Kevin Bird and I played phone tag all day today. He would call. I was on the phone. I was talking to a customer. I would call. He wouldn't answer. It was just back and forth. So Kevin Bird, give me a shout tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw a few guys out there. I was like, man.
I got something we got to unbox here.
All right.
I know what it is. I've watched it grow, and I'm excited to have it. I think it's going to be, for me, it's a very useful tool. So let's get this thing opened up.
Shout out to Thomas, Chris, Matt, family, MPDR, Joshua, Jeff. Shout out to everyone in the house.
So there's two things in here.
Okay.
Got the Dent Slayer mini tip now.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if you guys saw that on A1's thing with Matt.
Yeah, I think see that.
This will be a good tip to check it out. It's kind of short, which I like. It doesn't have that whole thing. It's just got the threaded shaft on it. Oh, man, you can't see a darn thing. Look at that. But now you really can't see it. I'm having a hard time.
That's what happens when you get 2 weeks off.
Yeah, no. So it's threaded like an R4 tip on the end. So I think that'll be really useful for those tight areas.
Yeah. Is
For like
that
a
what? Is that a regular thread for all the regular
yes.
tools? Okay. Okay. You know, I got to tell you, those like those tips right there for me, they are killer for body line dents. Oh man, those things will definitely get in there. What else you got in there?
And if you
Oh,
guys don't know what this thing is for leverage. So if you've got I think a really useful for me when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's perfect for like a mobile guy to where like you get underneath the hood and the brace is broken free and you're flopping all over the place. Put this on the valve cover. There's a rubber tip here. You can screw in and tighten this up against the brace, and then you've got it. You pull the ratchet strap back down, and you got that brace is supported again.
Okay.
But I think for guys that have a hood stand, and I hate putting edgy hangers in those hoods and cracking, bending those holes all up. This is going to be great because it moves up and down.
Wow.
So it's two pieces. The bottom has a pin in it. So you can also take it apart for the traveling guys. Pull the pin out.
So you could.
So the guys can transport this smaller, you know what I mean, instead of a big tool. So I think there was a lot of thought there. I really like how these are kind of beveled and cut out of there.
How long is that? Does that extend to? What do you think that is? Like
12 inches.
Yeah, if not more.
And then it's got adjustment at the top. So
that's got to come out another inch, probably.
Yeah. I think it's a really good, useful tool. When he was talking about it, he's like, "What do you think?" And I think I'm buying one because I know I need it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those tools that I know that I could definitely use.
Yeah. The one hood I thought about as soon as I saw it, G-Wagon hoods.
Yes.
Don't,
because they're just a mess.
Raise your hand if you're not a fan of those hoods.
Or Jeep, same thing with the Jeep Wrangler hood. This would be helpful on that too, just in leverage because it's wide open. You know what I mean? There's no bracing. But I was excited for it. So we're gonna have an infomercial with Mr. Matt Boyette to kind of go over it real quick, so guys could really get the throwdown on what it is.
Shout out to Mo in the house, Hector.
What's up, Matt Boyette?
Hey, Matt.
Hello.
What's
How's
happening?
it going, guys?
We're doing
good. It's been a while.
I know. But we're over here checking out your that new tool that you put out with A1.
I know. Ryan was doing the infomercial himself. I was like, well, there you go.
I got to say, what job, really made you go into this design that you were like, oh, I got to have something for this?
That's a great story. And I have a really good answer for that. So we were working, I think it was 2017. The BMW plant in South Carolina got hit. And we had 6,000, I think there's 6,000 BMW SUVs to repair. And they're brand new, obviously brand new at the manufacturing plant. And I got put on the job and working, and then the guys there, they were QCing the bottoms of these hoods really, really hard. As much as they were the top, they wanted the bottoms perfect. And so I live I think it was like a 5-hour drive home for me, and I was running home on the weekends. And so after I found out they were QCing the bottom of these hoods, I ran home, I built one in my garage really quickly, just something, and took it back up there and started using it. And I'm like, holy crap. And then all the techs, there was like 150 techs on that job. Different techs were coming around wanting to borrow it and try it out, because what it was doing is, an aluminum hood, if you're limited by a hole that you have to put an S hook in, that only gets you, for one, so far of a range, right? Before you really start losing leverage. In order to get that leverage, you got to really crank. And what that does to a hole is just destroys it. Once you rip an aluminum hole, it's done. You almost can't use it anymore, right? Because it's done. So I made this so that you could set it you can position it anywhere on your hood stand, and you can put your tool, you can put this really close to the end of your tool and just get all the leverage you want. And it doesn't bother the bottom of the underside of a hood like a traditional hanger will. Again, I mean, I need, this isn't trying to replace S hangers or S hooks. This is just trying to give you another option that you can use so it doesn't destroy the bottom of a hood. So that's how I came up with this, just out of necessity, having to have one. And it just worked tremendously. And so just to go in a little history, this was available through Pro PDR when Bill Hewlett was around, and I had a couple of products going through his company. We made the similar version of this, not this dialed. But as soon as Bill sold it, they deleted a bunch of the inventory out of there, and that was one of them that went. And so we were trying to recreate it again. And so this is the recreation with A1, part of my vision and how they brought that vision to life came this. So, but once we got it going, I found a couple more uses for it, which is the bottom plate here. This was just wasted real estate before. And so what I wanted to do was try to utilize this real estate down here. And so I made these holes, and I have stuff in here. So, but what you can do is you can run it like you would the declaration. So you know how these are threaded holes, these four ones in the corner. And so you can bolt this to something and then use these as leverage hangers, to slide your tool in and push. The other thought was, when you have like a Porsche headlight, when you take the headlight out and it has a big cavity that you don't have anything to get leverage off of, is you can lay this down in an area like that, and you can leverage off of this little notch.
Yeah.
So maybe in a bedside somewhere down in the pocket, wherever you think that obviously you have a large cavity where it's hard to get leverage. Just trying to give you options for ways to use this. And like Ryan said, this was designed for when I came up with the design, it was for a tabletop hood stand, but you 100% can put it, on top of the engine some way, protecting it, bring the hood down to it, tighten this up to it. And you can, so this is one of the tips that comes with it is the V tip. So this will come off. Okay. And then you can put whatever tip you want. So you can put like a bigger tip, and it comes with it. Ryan should have one. Hopefully he's got one in the box. It'll have a bigger rubber tip that you can jam up to a brace, and you can hold that brace up tight, either on the tabletop hood stand or on, when it's on the car, just to support that brace from moving and flopping down. You can use whatever you want. I like Drew's. Drew's got that big old hockey puck swivel tip you can put on there, and you can do some off dolly work, crank it up, and you can do some dolly work with that tip, with that up really high. And then the other way that I was using it was with kind of a blunt plastic tip like this, putting it up here and working like a fuel door. Again, this is my wallet, but working like a fuel door.
Look at all that money in there.
Pushing the product down, or roof moldings. I would work roof moldings with this, where you're pulling the material down on top of this.
Yeah.
And so just trying to have multi functions that you can use this thing with. Designed for a traveling hill guy, so you can have multiple tools in one thing, but not limited to any of those. Like Ryan said, he's already coming up with other uses for it. And hopefully that would be my desires, is for guys to come up with other ways that they can use it just to generate leverage. That's really what it is. It's just another way to generate leverage, born out of necessity. I think I started actually with a jack stand off, from your garage. And that was just, I don't need a 3-ton jack stand to fix a dent. And it was too heavy, and we didn't want to travel with it. and it didn't give you the height adjustment that I needed. You know, like incremental, it would give you either too high or too low. This I think it goes to 18 inches, Ryan.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
So this will go. Well, that's too high. This will go. That's really tall.
Yeah.
And then up in here, it's got more fine adjustment where this whole assembly adjusts up. So you can get this thing really dialed on your hood stand and just really generate all the leverage you want.
And truly, that's as much as you need. You don't need to go bigger than that. You know, if you're working on a hood or something like that.
Exactly. You know, you're going to set your hood stand up on your tabletop, you know, to give a good amount of space there. But the higher you go, you're going to get some deflection off of that. And so you want it as low as possible, honestly. I mean, it's all on how you set this thing up. And then when you're leveraging your tool off of it, you don't want your tool leveraging like this. You're just going to push it out. I mean, you want to set your tool pretty square, 90 degrees to the thing, and you can push all day. And what's cool about it is you don't have to have this really long tool to fix this hood. You can generate as much leverage as you want with a short tool, because you can move your leverage right up to the end of that tool, and you can just get all you want. And so you kind of have more control. You know, anytime you got your shoulders and stuff tight, you can really kind of control. And when you're way out here, you kind of lose that, even though you lose it. So this was, I think it's a really good option for I don't think there's anything like it on the market that we as an industry have developed.
Not with all those multiple functions. No.
Yeah. So
where can people find it?
PDRtool.com.
I love what, and I gotta agree with him. James Bernard said, "Love the way Matt's mind works," and I gotta agree 100%, man. Those multiple functions that you got on that tool, wow, just blew me away.
Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, Matt, thanks for doing our weekly infomercial of PDR tools.
Of course.
And I could only imagine how much more you could get creative to use that tool. Like, wow, yeah.
The last, not to hog up any more time, the last way I'd used it was on a roof. You get roof braces that falling down. You can get your, a ratchet style hanger and put it underneath the brace, and then throw this upside down where the notch will set on the roof hanger, and you can jam it up against the brace. When you're working a whale tail and the brace is flopping and it's, you're not generating that power out of your tool, put this in there. It might take a few minutes to set it up, but hopefully you're getting paid correctly on that dent as well, in order to do that.
Right.
But it'll allow you to finish. That dent, whereas there's not a lot of things that answer that for us as an industry.
Yeah,
so
Nissan roofs are famous for that. So
yeah.
Wow, that's
cool.
That's amazing. Thanks, Matt, for bringing that tool up to our community. I mean, to the rest of us. And it's all about working smarter, not harder. And I think that too, that can definitely help you get there.
Yeah, appreciate it. Called the Tool Stool, available through A1. Go check it out. It's like $199. It comes with 2 tips, the V-tip and the rubber tip for supporting the bracing.
It's a great idea. It's a great tool. I'm
appreciate
excited.
it. Appreciate
See
it,
you,
guys.
Matt. Have
Thank
a great
y'all.
day.
Thanks,
Bye.
Matt.
Later, guys.
It's a great tool, dude.
He just blew me away. The whole time I just thought, that tool just has one usage, just leverage. And he just broke all that stuff down, just like, what?
I've been watching it just evolve the
one that he just blew me away last is how you could actually put in a tip at the top of that. And a lot of the times we always have something that we just wish, we had a tip just to stand up and be strong so that we could push on like a field door, like a molding, like he was saying. And that's what you're going to be able to get out of that.
It's a great idea. Absolutely great idea. There's that rubber tip at the top.
Yeah.
I've been watching him evolve it a little bit, and I talk to Matt pretty regularly, and he was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "I'm buying. Like, soon as it's available, I'm buying it." So I'm excited about this one. I do a lot of roofs, so I know exactly what he's talking about. So I think it's going to be used right away.
Chris is saying there could be, make some adapters for it. And I'm sure, you could find, I'm sure you could find so much more usage to that tool,
It's black anodized. I mean, it's it's well made. I'm very.
What I was thinking too, as soon as I saw it, is just like inside the bed, how sometimes maybe you don't want to get your dent dial in there. You just need something to like leverage out of it, just to push an easy dent.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout outs to Andy in the house.
Right, well, let's get our guest on, and we got our weekly joke. So
let's get our guest in.
Manny's scared.
We're gonna start letting our guests go through that.
I'm gonna let you introduce him.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's all you. Come on now. This is you. Ready, Brock?
No, let's get him in here. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta do a drum.
What's going on, guys? Quentin from Michigan Dent Tech.
Yeah. What's up, Quentin? Yeah. Thank you.
What's going on?
What's up? Man, not a whole lot. Busy day. I knocked out an M8 and serviced a dealer today. So it was a good day.
If you guys don't follow Quentin, man, this guy, it's all over the place. Just when you think he's done fixing a car for the day, he's on another one.
I'm trying to slow down, man. That's why I've been kind of, not posting too much on the socials.
And
I've just been so busy.
I'm sure.
Up fast.
Right. And I'm sure a lot of guys are probably thinking like, man, this guy looks young. How old are you, Quentin?
24.
Wow. He is young.
We're not that young.
Man, what it would be to be 24 again, let me tell you.
Imagine at his level. Wow. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your background and
hold on. We gotta pause that. Gotta do our weekly joke.
Yeah, Quentin, you're on this one.
You ready? What is a chicken's favorite vegetable? So what is a chicken's favorite vegetable? Come on, guys. You got to help these guys. Come on. Favorite vegetable.
I have no idea on that one.
See if anybody in the comments here. Come on.
I'm thinking. All I can think.
Hop on Google. Chickens. Everyone's hopping on Google right now.
I'm going to beat them. An eggplant.
Chickpea?
Eggplant.
Oh, wow.
That's lame.
Man,
I would have never guessed that one.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I was thinking like chicken noodles or like chicken salad or, I don't know. That is funny.
So, Quentin, let's get into you a little bit. Where are you from? Where do you work? How did you get into the business?
I'm from Rochester Hills, Michigan, and I started basically born and raised in Michigan. Yeah, I've been all around though. In Michigan. But my automotive history started in the body shop at 17 as a porter, sweeping the floors. But, the boss saw the work ethic. So he once I turned 18, because of liability reasons, he set me up with a foreman. And I was blessed to learn from that guy. Really showed me the proper way how to do things. And he was an older guy, so I basically did all the work he didn't want to do. Mainly suspension work, airbag work, where he couldn't bend too much, so he struggled to get inside cars and do suspension. So that's kind of how I started, and then I started getting more and more into body work, a lot of R&I, putting stuff together. So that's kind of really what built my foundation.
Wow.
And I had a Mustang, 03 Mach 1. And of course, it had dents, right? And so I hired a dent guy, and I was just so fascinated with the art. And it looked a lot easier just watching him. It looked relatively easy. And he let me. He gave me the tool and kind of let me play around with it a little bit on an old hood. And yeah, not quite as easy as what I thought. So anyhow, 2020 rolled around, and we all got laid off. I'm going into this story, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
like,
no, keep going. This is
okay,
perfect.
okay. So 2020 rolled around, and we all got laid off. And I wanted to get into something else. So I started talking to local technicians, and that's when I met 5-star Chris.
Christian,
Yeah,
right?
Christian. Yeah, yep. So
Great dude.
I knocked on his door, and he recommended me to go to Dentless Touch training. So Chris and Dave, they were hosting a 2-day training course. So I went out there, attended the schooling, and it was great, man. They really kicked my ass, I guess you could say. But after the 2-day course, I still couldn't remove the dent, man. I really struggled with that, the finishing. I could get my tool, in there and kind of push around, but I couldn't glass it out or anything, even after the 2 days. But I still got the feel for the tools, and I got to play with all the tools, got to see all the different lights. Chris and Dave, they got everything, man. So it was really cool to have that kind of experience. And I also ordered a professional kit from Dentcraft. It was like $2,000 or something like that, and it came with 70 different rods. So I ordered that before the schooling, before the training, because here I am thinking I'm gonna do this training, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna be good, and I'm gonna start my business. This is what I thought, right? No. So here I am after the class, after all the tools. It was about $4,500 invested into this craft, and I still couldn't take a dent out. So I was pretty discouraged. And so that was all during the fall. So come wintertime, I got a couple hoods. I got a Grand Cherokee hood, which was aluminum, and then I got a couple old metal hoods. So once winter rolled around, I built a stand out of 2x4s for the hood, and I put it in the sunroom. And I would try to put every bit of 3 hours every single day into that hood.
Wow.
Until I was at least able to get out the small ones. I wanted to be able to, by springtime, be able to do small damage, because my goal was to start door knocking and get someone to teach me the ways, right? So I did that all winter, and then come springtime, that's when I started knocking doors. And Randy from Dent Patrol, he gave me a shot, which I was really blessed. Yeah. So I worked with him for about a year, and so he was actually in the transition from going from wholesale to retail. So what his dreams is that he was going to stay at the shop and kind of put the dealerships on me. That's kind of what was happening. So he was training me for the dealers, how to handle everything, order, doing the POs, all the orders and all that. And I got pretty good, but my dream was actually to do retail as well. Wholesale just wasn't really my thing. For me, there was no passion there. It was just get the 5 cars done as fast as possible. There was no one there to be happy after the repair. No good job. Nothing. The money was great, but there was just no passion. So I was like, man, we can get the shop busy for the 2 of us. And that's kind of what I wanted to prove to him. So that's how Dent Technician started. So I decided I was going to build my socials. I was going to make a quick logo and build a website. Not to like go from up and under him and start my own business, but it was a way for me to start running ads. And I called myself the Dent Technician. So that way I could bring traffic into his business. And that's what I was doing. So I ended up getting the shop super, super busy. And it caused a little bit of, I guess you could call, jealousy. And then we were having a hard time kind of servicing the dealers. So it kind of, long story short, kind of fell apart. And then I ended up going on my own. And yeah, so now I've been on my own for 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So 2 years total with PDR, right? So 4 years in the body shop, 2 years total with PDR. So 6 years total with automotive. Yeah. So it's been quite the experience being on my own. When we split, we split October of 2021. So it was right when the season was ending, which was rough because I was mobile. So I had in Michigan, we get bad weather come
Cold, yeah.
October. Oh man, it's bad. So I got this heater. It runs on kerosene. Threw that in my 2006 300. I still have it, but I just got a new ride. So I've been rocking 2006 300 out of my business. Yeah. So it's been quite the journey. But yeah, man. So that was the struggle of being mobile in the winter. But after the winter, it's pretty much been pretty great. You know, I think the winter was the biggest struggle. Now I've been looking at shops. I still haven't pulled the trigger on one. I've been subleasing here and there. Body shops have been really great to me. I'm really close to a lot of people around here, so they always offer me a spot, which is, Manny, you see me probably always bouncing back and forth at shops. So they always look out, you know, and I look out for them as well. You know, I send them work as well. So it's a relationship. You know, there's a lot of stuff I can't repair, so I will send it to them, which helps them a ton as well. But yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, man.
Where's your main clientele coming from right now? Because I see you always busy. So
yeah, I would say Instagram.
Wow.
Are you talking about like socials?
No, just like where are you getting most of your work from?
I would say it's mixed. Right now I'm 50-50 from retail to wholesale. For right now, like I would say body shops, I'm probably getting 50% of my work from body shops and detailers. But man, word of mouth is so big. It's just treated me so well.
It's priceless. It really
and
is.
Then I this spring I built the garage, so I put the hexagon lights up, put the sheeting around. So I was running the business out of the garage for a little bit, just trying not to be mobile. Mobile is a lot. It's just a drive, not only to drive somewhere, but then unload everything and load everything back up. It's a lot, man. I got a lot of stuff.
You should try doing this for 20 years. You should see a lot of stuff.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure.
So what? Go ahead,
Go
Ryan.
for it, man.
No, I was just gonna ask. So, what kind of dents are you fixing?
I mean, I'm not really afraid of too much. Right now, I've been really focusing on the small stuff, though. I've been kind of shooing away the big stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm being a little spoiled, I guess.
Cherry picking us over here, man.
I am cherry picking, man, because I got so many people coming at me. Now I can finally kind of pick and choose my jobs. Yeah. You repair some crazy stuff, which really opens up my eyes, because there's some stuff I turn around, I'm like, no way. And then I click on your story, I'm like, no way, man, he's about to repair that, and you do. Yeah, I don't believe it.
Yeah. And I think that comes I think that's one of the things that comes in with time, that not a lot of techs are open about it. Like they feel that 1 year into it, they want to fix smashes already, and it's just no, you gotta pace yourself. Keep picking the things that you feel confident that you're able to fix, and then the things, like you said, the things that you're like, nah, I don't know about that dent, and then you turn around and see another guy that fixed another dent, then you start mind playing, just like, oh, what kind of tool he could have used, what strategies did he use, and then you just start just building yourself, I think, but it comes with time, because believe me, it still happens to me. I'll fix some of this dent, and then I'll turn around and I'll see Bryce Kelly, he fixed something gnarlier, and it's just like,
real,
I just told someone else last week that needed to be replaced, and here you go, Bryce Kelly, fixes it. It's just like, no, it happens to all of us, I think.
I think a good growing tool is throwing one of these really hard dents in a month and challenge yourself, because I think each one of them, you learn something. Okay, this modeled, why did it model? Or okay, should I have hit that body line or knock that crown down before we fix the dent? I think when you're in that point, throwing in some of those hard ones, we all have to make money, and we're all trying to do as much as we can. But sometimes you just, that really bad stuff, you just gotta, let's just try it. You know what I mean? The good thing in our business, I say this to everybody, even at the body shops, a lot of new guys that reach out. The good thing in our business, we are an alternate to the body shop, right? The customer's coming to us to fix the dent. If we can't fix it, they're probably going to go to the body shop. So if you get in a dent, you're like, I can't get it.
That's how I explain it. We're the urgent care, you know, they're the hospital.
Exactly.
Come to us first, see what we can do, and then go get your car mudded up if we can't help you.
Yeah. I always say we're the chiropractors before the hospital.
There you go. Hey, that's better. There you go. I've really been focusing on that last 10% though, man. I feel like, you know,
that's the hardest
really
thing.
Sets you apart from everybody else. Yeah, that finishing work, man.
It sounds like you're really passionate, you know, about like really, you know, getting it right. And, you know, the fact that you're talking about, you're trying to nail that 10% sounds like you're really passionate about like, you know, what you're doing.
Oh man, it eats me up. If I can't fix something, it eats me up. It'll ruin my day. So yeah. Yeah.
What is your biggest challenge right now? So is there a car that you're like, or is there some of these
deep
Challenger
aluminum, man?
quarters?
Deep aluminum, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, and Grand Cherokee body lines.
Oh,
I don't
they're
know
the
what
worst,
it
dude.
is, man.
They're the worst.
Man, they kick my ass. Yeah, I've attempted a couple of them. So I've had some success, but I feel like when the paint gets it, like when it's really deep, nah, I don't mess with them anymore. They're too strong. I've even taken the doors off, got it up on a rack, and I can sit on that rod and bounce on that rod, and I don't think that body line would even move.
Yeah.
It's really that strong.
That's definitely one body line that I'll bring out the dent dial for. I don't bring out the.
You have to.
I don't bring out dent dials for like body line dents, but that the Cherokee for sure. It's one that the dent dial's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have the dent dial. I need to get one.
Check out
you need
the
to buy a couple
dial.
of them.
Yeah, they have different lengths, right?
Yep.
And strength. Some of them bend.
Strength.
Okay.
And Sal will walk you through. He's the easiest guy, you know, to send him a message, and he'll explain what the best use is for each one and what each one does. So he's awesome to work with.
Mm-hmm. No, I repair some nasty stuff. I really just don't show it off on my Instagram because that's not really what I want to repair. I'd much rather repair 3 little dents. I make the same money if you think about it, you know, repairing 3 little dents than being stressed out about one big dent. So that's kind of where I've been focusing my business. I feel like if I focus my business on all big stuff, that's what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid of the big stuff, but of course we all want the gravy, right?
Yeah.
No,
but like
gravy
I said,
over here. The older you get, the more train wrecks you're going to get. You know what I mean? I mean, you see this stuff. I tell everybody all the time, I'm the schmuck in town that says yes to everything. But that comes with experience. You know what I mean? Manny gets gnarly stuff. There's some stuff I'm like, what are you thinking? So that's going to come with time. I think it's all in your comfort level too. You know what I mean? None of us like the stress.
I think it comes with you that you just want to challenge yourself, you know, like you said, like right now you're working on just, you know, killing that last 10%. Once you get through with that, you're going to be like, oh, let's go into the bigger stuff. You know, that's what I'm saying, that it comes with time, you know? But my hat's to you, man. The fact that you're killing it and the way you're pushing, and what I really like is that you're really hungry about really, you know, mastering your craft. And
Thank you.
You know, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of guys, you know, once they could push a small dent out and they get paid, they take a lot of pride, and they start just, you know, just butchering a bunch of dents out there and really just forgetting about just mastering it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my goal is to be where you guys are at doing retail. So I know where I need to be skill wise. And that's why I do take it so serious. So it is a goal of mine to have a shop and do retail, work on people's pride and joy, right? So you
Yeah.
got to be good if you're working on people's pride and joy. My clients, if the dent's here on the car, when I'm done, they get all in there. They want to see it's completely gone.
Yeah.
So which it is, and I get so many tips and tricks from you guys. Like that
But
toll cut stuff is great, man.
Yeah.
This is just hitting that toll cut, gets rid of some texture, really flattens out the clear, just kind of finishes up that work.
what I was going to say is that some of those clients that you see getting up close,
Mhm.
I get clients in here just like, oh, I'm sorry, Manny, but I just really love. I'm like, no, thank you, because like if you don't point things out, I don't know if I'm good or bad. I just know
Yeah.
that it, in my eyes, is gone. But like giving it like a full overview, like is it really gone? And not unless you're really looking at it, like picking at it. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's like I used to tell Shane, headlight to taillight. And what I mean by that is when you finish the repair, walk to the headlight, put your hand on it, and look down the side. Then go to the
Mm.
taillight, put your hand on the taillight, look down the side. Because the customer, when they come to pick up their car, they're walking towards it.
Mhm.
So they're getting a view even farther than you can repair it. So you getting that headlight to taillight really helps make sure it was perfect. You know what I mean? Gives you that
Yeah.
depth.
And what's really helped me and really saved my ass is really just making sure I'm meeting my clients' expectations.
Right.
If I know that I personally can only get it to 90%, I'm not afraid to tell you, I can get it to that 90% mark, but you might still see a little something. Um, and some people are cool with that. Some repairs are just they're so nasty. I can
Yeah.
only do so much with them.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm
Tran-
Manny.
Stop
Me
it.
neither.
I'm,
Me
I'm
neither.
curious. I'm curious to know, Quentin. Do
Yeah.
you is your background like is like it's someone brought you up like in the car automotive like
No.
industry? Like where do you where do you where does this come from? Like what?
Yes. So actually, my neighbor got me into the body shop. One of my good friends. So that's it, man. Actually, fresh out of school, I went into construction. So I was building strip malls and stuff, and I hated it. I
Really?
always loved cars, so that's what got me. I just loved cars. That's it. No, my parents actually work for Volkswagen, so but corporate, so desk jobs. So they know nothing about tools. They don't like my dad doesn't own any tools. You're lucky if you even got a screwdriver. So
But
no,
with that, I think there's cars, automotive conversations, right? Like,
yeah, no, it was just a passion of mine. Really, no
wow,
background, no family that wrenches or anything like that. Really, the inspiration really came from me getting my Mach 1 worked on, man. I still got the
really,
pictures and videos of it getting worked on. Yeah,
really.
I was just so intrigued. And actually, this was supposed to be a side job for me. So I was
Hmm.
supposed to go
Wow,
back to body work. But
wow.
when I went to Dentless Touch, I was talking to Dave, and Dave really inspired me as well. He was telling me, I think he was 24, maybe 25 when it really clicked for him,
Mhm.
and that's when he really started making the money and got his house, and so that really inspired me that this can actually happen. If I really buckled down this winter and figure this stuff out, it can be a career.
Wow.
So that's
Shout outs to
really what it
Dave,
was.
man.
Chris and
Now,
Dave, man.
Shout outs to them.
now with the training, were you going just to see if it was something that you even like to do, or were
No,
you
I
really
I
trying
ordered
to?
I ordered that $2,000 worth of tools and everything. So
Oh, that's right. That's
I
right.
was I was all in, man.
You were committed, huh?
I was committed. Yeah, I knew that I was gonna figure it out. Body work is great, but I was kind of just sick of it's dirty, man. It's dirty
Yeah.
job. The Duraglass, the Bondo, the welding, the grease from the suspension. It's a lot of hard work, and I'm over here watching the dent guys making good money, man.
I
So,
always I always say, like, we all have that one thing that we love, right? Like,
mhm.
I could love soccer, but doesn't mean I'm a good soccer player, or it doesn't mean that I'm a good soccer player, right? And I always say to people that, like, the key to success is knowing what you're passionate about it, and knowing what you're good at, so that you
Yeah.
could connect those two. What is it that you think that you have that, like, drove you into PDR, that says, like, I could do this?
Man, honestly, it's my discipline and determination. I think it's just 10 years of sports background that I have. Just my work ethic, man. Just 16 years old, getting a job right off rip. Just everything about my character. I'm just not one to roll over and give up. I
Wow.
everything in life is hard. I shouldn't have thought PDR was going to be as easy as what it was. So anyone who's watching this who's thinking about getting into it, I just want to advise you, it's not going to be something you're going to learn in 2 weeks. Don't get discouraged. Honestly, if I had to do it all over again, you don't necessarily have to go and take a class, although it is great to at least have the fundamentals, because you don't want to form bad habits.
Yeah.
Right.
But honestly, you can learn a lot um, off YouTube, and you just need to get a hood. And really, you need to master the tool control, and you really need to understand the light. See, was always looking at the dent, but really, you need to look at the light. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I focused more on the dent than I did the light. But
Wow.
yeah, it's really just mastering that tool control that takes so long.
Alex is asking, how long have you been full-time PDR?
Full time, 2 years. So I've been making money off of PDR for 2 years. So 1 year from Dent Patrol, and then 9 months on my own. And when I went on my own, I never stopped learning. So I had to learn marketing. I had to learn how to build a website. I had to learn business
Wow.
operations. I had to learn sales. Had to learn how to close deals, how to communicate with people, because when people feel, it's a lot of responsibility to have someone drop their vehicle off at your house, especially when you're 24 years old. Um, so I never stopped learning. Um, but yeah, yeah.
Do you get, like, older clients that look at you like you're young? Like, are you sure you're gonna be able to fix this?
Not too much, because socials have helped me so much.
Got it.
Because they can see my before and afters, and especially I can usually explain the process right off rip.
Yeah.
Because my body, the experience I've had with the body shop has helped me a ton, because
Yeah.
I already know what the inside of panels look like. Not necessarily that I have them memorized, but I can open up a door and see there's welds in the door. Okay, there's the beam, right? So I already know there's the beam, there's the dent. Obviously you can just put a window guard down there and look in there, but it's more of me educating the client. When I really educate them, that's when they feel secure about me having possession of the vehicle. Also, another thing I always do is I take a time lapse of all my clients' rides. So I show you how I repair your vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So you would see me, you see where my rod is going in and everything. You'd see if I'm just drilling a bunch of holes in your ride or whatever the case is. No, you see
Yeah.
me taking off the door, the panel, or taking off the quarter trim, the tail lights, dropping the bumpers, doing whatever is necessary. Of course, there are instances where you have to make incisions, but they should be avoided at all costs.
Do you think that your background in the body shop is what sets you apart?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, because I worked for a direct repair facility. So it's a lot. It's I worked on all types of cars. It wasn't, even though it was a Chrysler dealer, I worked on a little bit of everything from, like, Subarus and Teslas to pretty much everything. So it's the R&I. It
Yes.
would be, yeah, yeah. Because not only do you have to master
Pushing.
the metal flow, but you have to also master removing everything, because if you're breaking a bunch of stuff, you're going to go out of business very fast.
Yeah, especially with the newer cars, you know. I
Mhm.
think there's a lot of newer cars that sometimes you just have to take things apart, you know.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I've made my mistakes. So I've broken stuff, and it's set me back. I've paid for stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm sure, you guys have as well. I've yet to break some laminated glass, knock on wood, but the day will come. I know the day will come.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, if
It's
you're not breaking stuff, you're not making money.
it's
True.
funny. It's funny. I get guys that walk in the shop and are trying to tell me like that they want to learn and they want to like get into PDR, and always my questions are like, so what do you do now? You know, and a lot of the times they have never worked in a shop or and I always talk to try to advise just like while you're learning PDR, go and work for a body shop. Go and
Yeah.
work, just do whatever it is that you can in the body shop. Just start learning how these cars look on the inside. See how they're
Mhm.
built, see how they're taking things apart, understand, learn how is it that they're fixing this metal, and because I think that for me, my own personal, that's what helped me a lot to understand how this metal moves.
Mhm.
Seeing these technicians, frame pull, body pull, doing all this stuff is just like, it's what really helped me, and I could definitely see how all of this came together for you. Now,
Because you
go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, because you started as a porter as well, right? Sweeping floors, I think you said. I
Yeah,
heard that on your story a while back. So cool,
yeah,
same background.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely,
But
yeah.
but did you ever get into any kind of body work, or did you not touch
No,
that?
it's funny that you said the same thing. I used to, when I was an estimator, I would, when the technicians wouldn't take off the bumper, for me
Mhm.
to do write my sheet, I would go and I was like, dude, I'll take this thing apart, and my managers will hate me to do that because then I would get all dirty. And then I
Oh
would
shoot,
walk up
yeah.
to clients and it's just like, nah, bro, like you can't be getting dirty. I'm like, well, get them to take my stuff apart. But the what I was gonna say is that when I left the body shop, I thought about all this stuff that I could do, and I thought about being a bodyman. But then I was like, dirty. Nothing
Yeah.
against all any bodyman out there, but I was
No,
like,
it's
like how how dirty the environment gets, and
Mhm.
I was just like, yeah, I don't know, that's not my thing. And then just take when you take a car completely apart, all these screws, all these clips, all these just different parts. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I'm sure I could take a car apart and put it back together, but all these different parts and getting so dirty, I'm like, nah, I'd rather just, take something a little bit cleaner.
and I think
Yeah.
Josh Dragos says it too. We've all done it. He uses YouTube how to take stuff apart. It's great. There's some crazy stuff on Audi back door glass to take the glass out of it. You got to knock this little nylon pin that falls into the door, and there's a lot of stuff that you can learn from YouTube as you're working. Even if you weren't a body guy, there's plenty of avenues. Now
Mhm.
guys can reach out to Quentin and FaceTime you and say, hey, how do you take this thing apart? So,
Of course. Yeah.
that perfect network of people, perfect example, Josh Dragos, a lot of times that, you don't know. I don't know. So a lot of stuff. We had a Maserati that I'm like, Mike, you're going to have to, and he was a 16-year body tech, one of the guys that worked for me. He's like, I've never taken one of these apart, but it's screws, it's clips, it's, you just got to kind of take your time and figure it out.
Yeah.
Quentin, I also see sometimes on your stories that sometimes you're polishing cars. Is that another service that you've added on, or like what other services are you providing aside from PDR?
Yeah, detailing is a passion of mine. I do like the paint correct. I don't know if you saw that black M8 that was all hologrammed up. That thing was ruined. I really do like the paint correct,
Really?
but it takes so much time. It really does. So I really don't offer the service too much unless it's a car that I really want my hands on. But for detailing, I don't take on like neglected vehicles.
Okay.
Mainly only nice vehicles. So yeah, I don't know if you saw that Trackhawk. that was at my place earlier. That got a ceramic coating, so it just got wrapped. And he wanted ceramic coating on top of it. So it was real nice and easy, you know.
Yeah.
The vehicle was clean. Came in here, just alcohol prepped it, and applied the ceramic, let it cure, and off it goes. So easy jobs like that is fine, but I don't want vehicles where like, oh yeah, I just got back from vacation, bunch of sand all in the car,
Yeah.
a dog. No, because that it just takes up too much of my time. I really do want to just focus on dents, and every now and again, I will offer paint correction. But yeah, actually, when I worked for Dent Patrol, they offered paint correction as well, and we worked for tons of detailing facilities as well. So I always pick up tips and tricks from those guys.
Nice. I want to go ahead, Ryan.
What tools are you using? What is your go-to door tool? You know what I mean? If you
The door
have
lords.
to, door lords, okay.
The door lords are cool. So I got the blade ones. I got the double bend sharp ones. I love Dentcraft whale tails. I love the Dentcraft whale tail set. So those are my go-tos, I would say, for the doors. Quarter panels or like any other. I like the 3/8 interchangeable rods. Pretty much have all of them from different lengths to double bends, single bends. But yeah, I mean, I really use a wide range of tools. I have a few stand liner tools. I picked up, I don't know if you saw this. I picked up this
Oh yeah, I did see
bad
that.
boy. Yeah, I got a bunch of. There you go. I don't know how much I'll be using these, but I saw them. Thought this was cool, man. Thought that was cool. You never know when you need it.
I got a lot of tools that I got them because they look cool.
You guys might want to check. I don't know if you guys have this slide hammer or not, but it's got the dampening on it. But not only that, so it's got this little sleeve on it, right? And it twists so that way your tab doesn't fall out.
Nice.
Yeah. So it'll save your back from picking up the tabs if they fall on the ground. But yeah, for tool wise, a lot of Dentcraft. I own almost everything from Dentcraft. I bought out the whole store.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. They've got great stuff.
Anson too. So Dentcraft and Anson, I would say, is my go-to for tools.
So you're using the tactical handle?
Yeah, that Gorilla Grip.
Yeah, the Gorilla Grip.
So I got the regular Gorilla Grip. I got the T1, and then I got the Pick one as well. So I got everything from Anson just about, besides the whale tails, because I'm so stuck on Dentcraft whale tails.
Yeah.
I just love them. I bend the hell out of them. I bend them back. They're great. I'll order another set of those anytime.
What are you using for knockdown?
Knockdown VIP2 is by far my favorite.
Okay.
I got another knockdown. I ordered. I don't know how you guys feel about the Willie Quick knockdown. I ordered that one, but when I use that one, I feel like it kind of mars the paint a little bit. So I used it once and I wasn't a fan. But VIP2 is by far my favorite. I need to order a couple of those in case I ever lose it or in case they ever stop selling it. But it's great. I love that it's got the hex head. It's got the magnets on it so it doesn't roll on you. But yeah, and then I take regular knockdowns, just your ordinary ones, and I put the cherry tips. So I put the R4 and the cherry tip on there to knock down kind of some of the bigger highs, and then just regular plastic tips for regular knockdown. Nothing too special. What do you guys recommend? Anything?
I'm a VIP guy.
Yeah.
I also like the Dead on Dentals Pee-wee. I like that tip. I bounce in between the VIP and that a lot. For big crown stuff, I use the Cairo Carb knockdown. They now sell it at Anson. Anson has a bunch. It's like a big nylon shaft. It's about this long, and it's got a piece of leather inside of it, and it works fantastic on crowned areas. I was using rubber, but I felt like it had divoted more. And the leather, it just doesn't seem like it divots as much.
I picked this up too, Manny.
Craftsman hammer.
I think you were talking about this, right?
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of people talking about this hammer, so you know what? I'm gonna try it out. So we'll give it a shot, see how it works.
How you doing with glue pulling?
Oh man, I used to hate it, but now I feel like that's all I ever do. I ordered so much tabs. I got all the Reaper tabs, the dead center. I got the red ones, which I think they're dead centers too, but they're red. Um,
What glue are you using?
I
I
knew
got
he
that
was going to
pink
ask
glue.
it.
I got
Oh,
that pink glue.
come on. You're
Look,
not using the pink glue.
I swear, I swear. So I use the pink glue, and then I use the cactus green as well. The
See,
cactus
now
green is
the guy's
by
talking
far
my
my
language.
yeah.
That
You mess
pink
with that
glue
stuff too.
tomorrow, that pink glue, you can throw right in the trash, and you're going to fix real dents with the cactus green glue.
That
You know,
stuff pulls. They both pull.
Yeah.
But I feel like I use cactus green more, I would say. But
I do want to give a shout out to Reaper. I've been using that Reaper glue, and I got to tell you, that Reaper glue, it's something else. That thing is it's fire.
and I see
I,
you got the new Reaper tabs as well.
Yeah,
The crease
yeah,
ones. How are
yep.
those? Have you used those yet?
Oh man, those things pull hard,
No kidding. I gotta pick
hard.
some
they
I'm
up for
do.
telling you.
sure.
Yep.
Okay.
And just with that glue, I mean they're made for one another. Just like I was
Hmm.
putting on a 2500 the other day. I was really amazed. I was really, really, really amazed of how strong that glue is and how much the bond is with those tabs. Oh yeah, the stuff is good.
I have that. I have collision glue too, but I've never used it. I don't know how well that stuff is. If you guys like that.
I had to call
Uh,
Jeremy Smith this week, that is the collision glue guy.
mm,
And I was like, look, I've got to give credit where credit's due. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, I used your sagging glue for the first time on an aluminum door. It's gnarly. I mean, it's really bad dent. I mean, I didn't think we were going to fix it. And I had it on a mini K beam. And I had like this many threads left on that K beam. I mean, it was cranked all the way with that sagging glue. And I was standing back like this, and I'm like, somebody's gonna get hurt, Mike. Like, we were sitting there, just kept turning, and it finally broke through. But it pulled so much of that body line and that dent up. I was like, I gotta call him, because that pulls. I tried Cam Auto, I tried Anson. That glue pulled like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, it's the first time I really got to use it on something that it needed it, on an aluminum Ford door. So I had to give credit where credit was due. But I think all the glues have their uses. I think we're lucky that we have all these different glues, because everybody's areas are different. Maryland's different than Michigan. Michigan's different than Cali. I think we're super lucky to have that. Even Alex in here trying to be Manny's friend, telling you that the pink glue is legit. You know.
Hey, so Miro was asking, I don't know, I'm sure you've heard about MTE, Mobile Tech Expo, and
mhm.
they do host the Dent Olympics. Have you thought about that, looked into that yet?
I would consider it. Yeah, it probably won't be this coming up one, but I'm definitely considering it. It looks pretty gnarly, man. They shoot. What do they use? A cannon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Create
air
the dent.
cannon.
Have
yeah,
you guys attempted?
oh yeah, yeah.
Manny's a
Yeah.
winner over there.
We're
Oh,
waiting on
oh, that's right. Yeah,
we're
you're
waiting
second
on
place.
Ryan to jump on board.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I can't. For me, I like to relax and enjoy my time, not be stressed about a dent. I stress enough every day at work.
I feel that. I feel that.
Something I did wanted to ask earlier. It seems like you're killing it on the marketing. I think that for your age, you have a different approach than some of the guys that have been in business for 15, 20, 10 years. Is there any advice on the marketing side that you saw that it worked for you, that maybe that you could advise, or just give your tips?
Hmm. I wouldn't say that I did anything special. Um, I really just studied my competition. I guess you'd call it competition. I studied other dent guys, kind of like their websites, how
Mhm.
they're promoting their stuff, and I pretty much just implemented it into my stuff. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. And I'm not running any kind of special ad of any sort. Um, Yeah, so I mean, really, you can learn anything on YouTube. I guess that's my advice. So if you're trying to learn marketing, try not to waste too much money. Try to learn first. But you need to learn. You need to learn who you're trying to target. I guess that's the biggest advice, is I would say. So some people that I like to target is people that golf. People that golf tend to have more money. They tend to have nicer cars. They tend to be maybe retired. So maybe that's one of my target audience. Maybe that'll help some of you guys out. But nothing too special.
I think your first line was great. Just study your competitors. You know,
Mhm.
see what is it that they're not doing that you could do better on. See, you
Mhm.
know, I remember when I started, I would look at all the competitors in the area, and I would go into like their Yelp reviews, and I would read all the bad reviews so that I could learn what not to do, right? And
Yeah.
like you killed it on that one. Just look at your competitors and look at, you know, study your area, see what is it that they're not doing enough for those clients that you're trying to reach to, you know.
Because our biggest challenge is educating our consumer. A lot of people
100%.
just don't know. You know, a lot of people think I'm pulling up with a van full of plungers and dry ice.
Oh
You know,
God.
that's that's what they think it is. So educating them is a big part of it. Um, but I feel like social media is really taking its part on that. It's really
Yeah.
showing everybody that PDR is a real thing. It's not these Amazon kits. We have professional tools. It's a real skill.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like PDR is only going to get bigger
Right.
as
Right.
people like us are putting out content like this to bring
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 years fully in, 1 year
Hmm.
almost not even a year on your own. Where do
Hmm.
we see Quentin in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
Oh man, oh man. I plan on anchoring down Motor City. So Motor City staying dent free, man. So that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna by next season, 100%. I will have a shop.
Wow.
I will be offering obviously dent removal, but not only dent removal. I will be offering detailing. I'll be offering tints, and then obviously I really like PPF. I'm all about just protecting people's investments and bringing the value back to them. So that's really my biggest goal within the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Uh, and right now it's just growing my name because I'm so young into the business. I still have to really build my clientele up, I guess you could say. I'm busy, but I'm not all that busy. I could be a lot busier.
Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process. Yes, that is
Yeah,
a big part, which I do.
absolutely.
Every
Yeah.
day I try to do something for my business, man. I try to just take it's all about the little steps that really compound throughout the years.
And then
So
for some of the guys that are, you know, getting in or maybe just have 1, 2 years, you know, what's your advice to, you know, the next generations that are coming up?
yeah, by what do you mean by 1 2 years? Like if they're 1 2 years into PDR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm gonna go back to really focusing on that last 10%. If you want to become, a lot of people focus on their competition and get jealous when other people are taking other people's jobs. But in my eyes, you are your own competition. So if you really focus on yourself and build yourself, and you make
Mhm.
you the best you can be, there's more than enough work out there for everybody. So my advice to everybody is just focus on yourself, man, and try to take the little steps day by day to keep improving you and your business. Whether it's something physically from getting better at your craft, or mentally from learning marketing or how to talk to your client better, how to close better. Um, every just every day, man. It's all about the little steps. People look too
Yeah.
far out sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, they want to skip 5 6 7 8 steps,
Yeah.
but that's not really the case.
Put
Slow
the
it down.
blinders on.
Enjoy the process. Enjoy the
Yeah.
process, man.
Put the
Yeah.
blinders on.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
man, my hats to you. You know, it's just like you're killing it, and just knowing just the time that you've been in it, you know, and your age, it sounds like you're really mature and you're really driven and passionate about, you know, what you're doing. I think you're going to be big in this industry, and I think that you're really going to kill it.
Thank you.
And you know, I'm just happy that guys like you are stepping in and you know, putting a name for us out there. You know,
I
because
want what's best for these guys, man.
because at the same time there is other guys who are coming into the industry for the wrong reasons, and
Yeah.
you know, they could just put a bad taste for what we do, and then it just puts a bad reputation for all of us, you know. So the fact that you're out there and you're doing the right thing, and you know, you're really trying to perfect this, you know. Yeah, man, just you know, my hats to
Professionalism is
you.
key.
Yeah.
You know, being professional is huge. You know, even if it's a repair you can't do, you know what I mean? You just spending that little bit of time with that customer explaining why you can't do the repair, they're coming back. Even if it's a repair, I've had repairs to where we've tried to fix it and I couldn't fix it. And, you know, they're trying to pay you. And I'm like, no, if it's not fixed, I'm not getting paid. That guy's going to tell 10 people. And that 10 people. And you said it earlier about the body shops. For some of these guys that are watching in here, younger guys, body shops are your advocates. It's free advertising. You know, you need to find your different avenues, just like you said, golfers. Find different avenues for these guys to get your name and get business to you without spending a dime. So that's another part of the craft, like you were saying, is educate yourself on how you can generate money coming to you, jobs coming to you without spending a dollar.
I would like to share one more thing too, a little advice to anyone who needs more business. And I said it earlier, but what I do for my clients is I edit a video of the whole process and I send them that video. And when I send them that video of their vehicle being repaired, that video lives forever because they share it with their friends and their family. And that's free marketing if you think about it. Just take the time to really build a connection with your client, and take the time to shoot a quick little video for them. Just meaningful things like that goes such a long way. And they will talk about you. They will be your advertisement. They'll be your walking billboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. I get clients in here that will drop off the car, and you know, they're on the IG just waiting for me to post something about what I'm doing with their car, and they're like excited and passionate. You know, they'll ask me, "Are you going to post this? You know, are you going to like show?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, I don't mind." You know, and then they'll come back, pick up their cars, just like, "Oh man, I was up till like 11 o'clock just watching your videos, doing, you know, just looking at your stories." And so I think you're absolutely right about that. You know, just making it a quick video, you know, even a time lapse. You know, if you don't have time to do a video, just put a time lapse. You know, show exactly how it's that you worked. You know, all these dents or the dent that you were, it was there for. You know.
Yeah. It's exciting to see young techs like you figuring it out. You know what I mean? I think like when I started, there wasn't any guidance. You know what I mean? There wasn't. We were hidden in the back. It was you know, it was just a different time. It's nice to see young guys that are passionate about it, trying to learn, trying to grow, not scared to get knocked down and get back up and figure it out. You know, it's refreshing as an older guy to see a guy like you that's really trying.
Yeah, I'm pumped about your whole story, Quentin. I mean, you know,
Thanks,
and it's my best wishes to you. And you know, if there's anything, Ryan or I or anyone else in the community that, you know, don't be shy to ask questions and or any recommendations. And you know, yeah, man, just keep at it. You know.
Hey, it means a lot, really. It means a lot. I'm gonna take you up on that because I'm gonna have questions.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
I am.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
how can guys find you on social media?
Really, Instagram is my biggest. So Michigan Dent Technician. I am on TikTok. So same thing, Michigan Dent Technician. It's all spaced. I post on TikTok. However, I don't respond too much. But Instagram is my biggest. I do need to get on YouTube. There's no reason why I shouldn't be posting, because you can post reels, and then you can use that reel on TikTok, and you can use it on YouTube Shorts. So then you have one piece of content working 3x.
Yeah.
So I need to get on YouTube as well. That's, you know, there's little things like that that can really help your business as well. Making your content go a further way. But yeah, if you guys need to contact me ever, I'd say Instagram is number one. Or go to my website and shoot me a text, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being that young face in the industry, because guys like Ryan, I don't know.
Old dogs.
I got the old dogs over there. No, but I'm serious. Thank you for representing us all, with your professionalism,
Yeah.
And like I said, best wishes to you, man. Hope to meet you at MTE one day.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be there. I want to see all the new tools. I want to meet all you guys. I will definitely be there. I just don't know where I'll be at. I don't know if I'll just be getting my shop. You know how hard it is to walk away from a shop when you first get it. Especially.
Oh, I know.
Being a solo guy, man, it's stressful. Answering the phone, trying to do the repair, and then talking to your client. And, it's a lot, man. You know all about it.
Yep.
I'm surprised you don't have a receptionist, Manny. Really.
I am the receptionist.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know how you do it, man. You're busy.
Yeah. I what I did, I set up a system, and it's through my website, and just let that just work on its own. It definitely takes me away from, I had a client a couple of days ago texted me like around 8, hey, how can I get an estimate? And then like a minute after, oh, don't worry, I found your site. I'll see you whatever day. Just went in there, read the information, how it worked, schedule his estimate appointment. I don't have to have that back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just focus on building a system that clients could use, and it runs on its own. And then just takes me away from being the full-time secretary,
Yeah.
Okay.
But, with time, I will need, eventually more people to help me out with, because you're right, trying to do everything by yourself, even having a system like that, it's tough. But.
Do you use MTRX? Do you guys use that software?
Oh yeah,
100%.
Okay. Now, do you guys
using
send
it?
that? Of course, yeah. Do you guys send the MTRX to your clients, or no?
Oh yeah.
Like the estimates or invoices? Like an email?
The estimates. Yeah. You guys send them and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All
and
right.
then
it's such great software.
Yeah, the beauty is just putting in the customer's information, the vehicle information, take a picture of the dent, the fact that the system pulled, shows their car. Oh,
I know. I love it.
Clients love that,
Yeah.
It's not just, and I think the biggest part, and I always tell guys this, is just, it sets you apart from just them thinking that you're just coming up with a number, and they're almost like expecting an estimate too, because if you go to a body shop, if you want an estimate, they're going to write it up, otherwise it's just a ballpark, so when they come here in the shop for an estimate, it's kind of like they're already expecting some formal estimate. And so when I provide that, it's just like,
it closes the deal.
Yeah, MobileTech RX. I mean, it's the best thing we have in our industry for estimating and invoicing.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sure.
A lot of guys around me don't use it. I've met almost every technician around here, and they don't use it. And I think they're undercutting themselves a lot.
Yes.
Doing these $60 dent repairs and stuff.
Yep.
They need to get the software. They say, it's expensive, but not really. $80 a month. But now instead of doing $60 dent removals, you're starting at $125, $150.
It's part of the business. It's like having a home. It's just like there's going to be things that you're going to consider expensive, but it's part of just having a home. Same thing like running a business. You're going to have to pay those dollars to have a professional estimating and invoice system. So it's just part of it. Yeah. Quentin, thanks for coming on, man.
Definitely.
Of course.
Really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. really blows me away of, your passion of what you've done in this short time, and your age and how mature you are and your professionalism. And yeah, man, thank you. Thanks for coming
Thank you
on and
guys. It really
sharing your
means a lot.
story.
It's awesome to see, new guys 2 years in just figuring it out. You know what I mean? Making it happen. So I'm excited to see where you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And anyone on here, please go follow this guy. He's doing amazing work.
I'll be more active on the social soon. I've just kind of been dying down a little bit. Just kind of focusing on myself, but I'll be up and at it soon. I'll be more into it. I used to be all in the socials, man. Like Manny, he documents everything. I love it. It brings a lot of work when you do that. People like that. Like you said, people are excited to get their car on your page.
Yeah. Jeremiah is saying, what is your website?
Oh, it's just denttechnician.com. So
Denttechnician.com.
Nice and simple. No space.
Nice.
Yep. Nice and easy.
Nice. Well, cool. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir.
Again.
You have a great evening, and stay in touch.
You as well. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Have a great night.
See you guys.
Quentin. Take care. See you.
Crazy 2 years.
I feel like this story, this interview, we could have kept going for another 3 hours just listening to,
it's nice to see the young guys trying. You know what I mean? Really trying to figure it out. So
almost makes me want to go. I wish I was 24 again.
Bro. And I'm way older than you are. What are you talking about?
So you wish you were 50 years back.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my bad. Did I go too far?
It's hanging out with your pink glue. Anyway, Manny, you have a great evening. The rest of your week.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for everyone who tuned in and watched the show. Thank you, everyone.
It was good. It was good. Make sure you check out Matt Boyette's stuff at A1. That tool, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna have so many uses.
Yeah, and Ryan, I'm just so happy and glad. Thank God that you're good, man. Your family is good, and that you're doing better. And for everyone out there, just let's take care of each other and let's support each other. Family or friends, just be there for one another.
It's a different time in the world. I feel like it's weird because I let this show run at my shop all day, every day, right? So in the waiting room and I hear it and I just hear stories. And today I was sitting in the waiting room. I got done talking to a customer and I just sat there and watched it. And it went back to 2020 when we were like COVID check-in. It was me and you. We were calling, text, checking in on them, how they're doing when we were all kind of locked down. And you just look at how just 2 years, how things have changed. And I feel like people care a little more now about people than they did. It's just a different time in the world. I said to my wife the other day, I said, I am tired of living in constant, we're making history. You know what I mean? Like we're writing history. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Andy, for joining the show. He said, see you guys 3:30 here.
Yeah, he's in the UK. So
wow, thank you. But yeah, we're in different times, man. And but these times are teaching us to,
what matters is what it is.
What matters, yeah.
So I appreciate you and Cindy checking on me. You were just calling, seeing how I was doing one day. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But it's cool to see this community we built here that people care about people.
Yeah.
So excited to see what the future does. You have a great night. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and I'm going to bed and slaying some dents tomorrow.
Keep pushing.
See you guys. Have a great night. Keep it real.
See you guys. Good night.
Wash your damn hands. See you guys.
See you, Ryan. See you, everybody.
See you, Manny. Bye-bye.
Bye.